Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I wanted to come in and run. I don't know why I'm doing all of this. Anyways, my name is Rodney, and I'm back. And I wanted to come in and run my mouth and talk about the mess. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into it, baby. Hey, man, I was running downhill. I was running down here to tell y'all what was going on. Girl, listen to this. So this is according to usmagazine.com. I always say US Magazine. I'll always either say US Weekly, US Magazine, but it's Us Weekly. RHOA's Porsha Williams' ex, Simon Guobadia, demands $500,000 judgment over erectile dysfunction post. Hey, baby. Oh, Simon. Porsha Williams' ex-husband Simon Guobadia revealed he is seeking a massive six-figure sum in damages from the Real Housewives of Atlanta star as part of his federal lawsuit against her. Us Weekly can exclusively report. According to court documents obtained by Us, Guobadia, 61, told the court he will be seeking $500,000 for lost business opportunities and sponsorships. In addition, he will also be seeking unspecified general damages for harm to his reputation, emotional distress, and humiliation. Yeah, baby. Baby, the scammers are scamming. Guobadia said he believes he is also entitled to punitive damages for Williams' alleged malicious conduct. As here we go. As Us previously reported, Guobadia sued Williams 44 for defamation in November 2024 over a series of Instagram posts she made. Guobadia, who split from Williams in 2024, claimed their relationship became contentious when she started making negative, false, and misleading statements about him on social media, using her outsized platform to negatively, 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 negatively influence public perception of him. In his suit, he said Williams made statements regarding erectile dysfunction. Oh no! These posts were intentionally crafted to imply that Guobadia suffers from this condition, casting him in a negative and humiliating light, his lawyer alleged. Remember him and Porsha, they did that back and forth on social media. Every time we looked up, they were throwing shots at each other. At one point, I don't think, girl, in Porsha's defense, I don't think that Porsha necessarily said his name. I think she just put something like the definition of erectile dysfunction on her page. I can't remember exactly what she put, but I don't think she said his name. But of course, because they were going back and forth, most people just assumed that it was a shot directed to girl Simon. Guobadia's attorney added the nature, timing, and context of these posts amidst a couple's public separation led reasonable viewers to infer that Williams' statements were referring to Guobadia because they were. In court documents, Guobadia argued that Williams' posts were presented in a factual manner that implied he had ED and were clearly intended to cast him in a negative and humiliating light. Girl, baby. Girl, she said that, she pretty much said that she was over there bopping, pulling, and twisting. Girl, bopping, pulling, twisting. Pull it, bop it, pull it, twist it, bop it, pull it. Williams' statements were false. Guobadia does not have ED and has never suffered from or been diagnosed with this condition. Girl, can we just call it for what it is, girl? Listen, Simon is a man of a particular age. Girl, from man to man. Okay? Girl, I'm sure, girl, we all gonna be popping pills, taking the honey, what are they called? Honeysuckles, honey packs. Girl, drinking Viagra smoothies. Shout out to Erica De Niro TV. Girl, we all gonna go. Girl, it's just life. Yeah, it's just life. So Simon, if Simon is over there, girl, and it take a little extra, girl, so wake him up. Wake up. Girl, you over there, girl. Wake up. You over there trying to wake him up. Girl, it's just life, you know. So if all I'm saying is if Simon did suffer from ED, I mean, he is a man of a particular age. So it's not, I don't think most people would be surprised. How old is Simon? Let me see. I'm not saying that just because you're an older man, that means that, girl, you over there, girl, and, you know, Mr. Man can't wake up. But what I'm saying is it's just a part of life, and I don't think anybody would be surprised that Simon, at 61 years old, may not be able to remain as hard, or it may not, or it may take a while for, you know, girl, for him to stand up at attention. Stand up. Oh, girl, I swear I'm sober as sober as all outdoors, girl. I haven't had anything to drink. Well, last night I had some wine, but girl, that was last night. But man, I'm sober as hell. Anyways, um, okay. The businessman who was recently deported claimed he had suffered emotional distress and personal anguish due to the Instagram post made by his ex-wife. I mean, girl, Simon, if we're gonna be fair, and girl, listen, girl, let me be very clear. I don't give a damn about Simon or Porsha. But all I'm saying is this, girl, Simon, it's not like you were online calling that girl dumb. All I'm saying is it sounds like it was some truth coming from both sides. There's a chance with Porsha being your wife and having access to the ping, she knows a little bit more about what she was dealing with in the bedroom. I don't know what Porsha was dealing with. I don't want to know, especially not with no Simon. I don't know what Porsha was dealing with over there. She knows, right? So it might be some truth to what Porsha was talking about, just like, um, you know, it might be some truth to Simon thinking that Porsha is dumb. And Simon ain't really got to tell us nothing because we've seen Porsha in action on the show. Remember when she said that she thought the Underground Railroad was, because she thought that Harriet and James and Josephine and all the other slaves were basically sitting down waiting on a train, just sitting there, just waiting for the martyr to pull up. Oh, baby.
It's almost hurtful to me to watch her be so dumb.
So all I'm saying is both sides may be telling the truth about what they both posted on the World Wide Web. His suit added, by making these claims in a public forum, Williams ensured their immediate and widespread decimation, amplifying the harm to Gubadia's credibility and social esteem. Yo, I tell you, baby, Simon said, baby, I want my 500,000. We're gonna do an even exchange. Because if you think I'm about to give you $40,000 a month for spousal support for 15 months, girl, you got another thing coming. Okay? Simon said, either we're gonna do an even exchange, either you're gonna say I don't want the money, or I'm gonna try my hardest to get some money from you. Baby, this is a mess. In response, Williams demanded the suit be thrown out of court. Her lawyer wrote, none of Williams' posts refer to any particular individual, let alone Gubadia specifically. Williams cannot and should not be held liable for sharing information regarding a common condition that likely plagues many of Williams' social media followers. Girl, they basically said, girl, all the niggas following Porsha, girl, she could have been, she trying to make sure that she does her use her platform the right way and let these men know, and even some of the women know, that, girl, if your husband is suffering from erectile dysfunction, this is what you need to do. Because I know. Okay? Anyway, for this reason and the reasons detailed herein, the court should dismiss Gubadia's complaint in its entirety. The lawyer argued these posts simply provide information regarding a common condition, and defendant even using the hashtag men's health awareness to draw awareness to the information that may help some of the defendant's social media followers. In his new filing, Gubadia claimed he would submit his medical records to rebut implications made by Williams. The case is ongoing. As Us First reported last month, Williams' divorce was finalized. The judge ruled in the RHOA star's favor and said the prenuptial agreement would be enforced. Sorry. Which Gubadia had opposed. He vowed to appeal the decision. Girl, this is a mess. I mean, listen, it is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be, baby. It sounds like Simon is gonna be fighting with Porsha for a very long time, because if he has to pay her $40,000 a month for 14 or 15 months, and then whatever mess they got going on with that house, and he says he's gonna appeal the decision the judge made, then child, it is what it is. Shout out to Simon. Shout out to Porsha. Girl. Tracy, Tracy, Tracy. Tracee Ellis Ross. We love Tracy over here, baby. Okay? We love Tracy. We love Tracy. We love Tracy. This is according to people.com. But this is Tracy's white side kicking in. Tracy, girl. Tracy is a biracial woman who identifies as Black. I think her father is white. And then we know that her mother is, the legendary Diana Ross. As far as I'm concerned, if Tracy says she Black, she Black. Okay? And that's the story. That's the story we sticking to. Okay? But, for this story, Tracy, this your white side kicking in. Girl, I don't always been Team Tracy, and then when we got to this story, I said, okay, baby, this is her white side kicking in. She kind of losing me, girl. Tracee Ellis Ross reveals she only ever brings 2 pair of underwear when traveling. Girl, I said 2 pairs of panties. Then I'm gonna tell y'all, after I thought about it, why I think it's okay. She only brings 2 pair of panties. Okay. You see how when you like somebody, you'll come up for a reason of why. Girl, the shit they do is okay. Okay? Because if this was anybody else, I'd be there her dragging old nasty ass alpha. Anyway, so Tracee Ellis Ross has a surprising travel hot take. The Blackish alum reveals she only ever packs 2 pairs of underwear in her suitcase while on vacation. There's always one bathing suit, a flip flop, and one little dress I can roll up, and there's always 2 undies. Ross said during an interview on stage at Travel Plus Leisure's annual World's Best Summit on July the 15th. Travel Plus Leisure's editor-in-chief, girl, I'm not even going to try to pronounce her name. The last name is Gifford. Followed up with the question on everyone's mind, 2 undies, that's it? Ross, 52, explains she typically will use hotel sinks and shower gel to hand wash her undergarments. She'll first use one sink as a washer with a bar of soap. Then she used the other sink to rinse off the soap and hang up her underpants on the towel rack to dry. If I'm gone for 1 month on this trip, you can't pack a month's worth of underwear, Ross said. How do you do that? They take up a lot of space. Ross was in New York City for the World's Best Summit, a 2-day event from July the 15th to July the 16th, which celebrates the top trends that are influencing the travel industry. The actress was also on the cover of Travel Plus Leisure's The Best in Class issue in 2023, where she spoke about the importance of solo traveling and spending time with herself. Start by going to dinner by yourself on a Friday night. See if you can do that. And you might not be the person who can do that, Ross told TNL. You might say, I'm not doing that ever again. Then you're not somebody who can go on vacation by yourself. Ross is launching a new travel show called Solo Traveling with Tracee Ellis Ross, on which she serves as both host and executive producer. I'm a solo traveling broad, and I want y'all to come with me as I explore. And when I say explore, I mean wear my pretty clothes, eat yummy food, dive into art and culture, and get into hotel pools, Ross shared on Instagram of the series. I hope this show reminds us of all that we can live our lives courageously on our own terms and be our best selves by ourselves out in the world. You know, let me say this, then we're going to get into another part of the conversation. Tracy don't have to worry about, even if she bring one or two pairs of underwear. Girl, the heifer is rich, so she needs to run to the corner store, to the CVS to get a pack of panties. She can. Now, for me, on the other hand, when I go out of town, one of my biggest dilemmas that I always face is I overpack. And then when I get to where I'm going, the majority of the stuff, when I say the majority, like when I went to New York, girl, believe it or not, I had 2 suitcases and a bag. Okay. And the majority of the stuff that I brought, I did not even touch. I always bring more than what I need. Underwear, I always bring 2 to 3 pair of underwear for each day I'm going to be going somewhere. So if I go for a walk, if girl, I just go outside and it's hot and I need to wash my ass. You know what I'm saying? Like I always bring 2 to 3 pairs of underwear for each day. And also, I don't like to buy stuff when I go out of town. Like it's one thing if I just happen to like walk past an H&M, girl, walk past, someplace. And I'm like, oh, let me just go in here and see what they have. And I might see a shirt and I'll buy it. But for the most part, stuff that I feel like I already have at home, I don't like to purchase when I get there. So I'm always bringing my toothpaste, toothbrush, deodorant, because I'm like, girl, why would I go out of town? Like I used to do that sometimes. Like I'll just like, well, I'll just wait till I get out of town to just buy what I need. But if I can save a little bit of money, you know what I'm saying? That's just how my mind works. If I can save $1 or $2 by bringing stuff I already have here, so I don't have to worry about spending money when I get there, then that's how I do. Now, unless I'm just like, okay, girl, I'm only gonna bring like a carry-on and like a little crossbody bag, a little weekend bag. Then if I can't fit all of what I need, then I'll say, okay, well, you can just get you a small little tube of deodorant when you get there. You can just get you a small little tube of, toothpaste when you get there. So sometimes I will kind of like bite the bullet. But for the most part, I like to bring, like when I went to New York the other day, I already had liquor in my backpack. I already had liquor in my suitcase because I was like, I had literally a bottle of liquor that had been sitting on my counter for a couple of weeks. And I was like, girl, I'm not about to go to New York. I already have a bottle here. Girl, I'm not about to go to New York and then go to the liquor store because I started having flashbacks of when I went to New York a couple of years ago and I had I had went to the liquor store in Harlem and I got a bottle of 1800, and that 1800 tequila was, I think, $40. Either it was like high 30s or low 40s, but whatever it was way, way, way more than what it cost here. Girl, here 1800 is $23. Okay, for the 750 bottle. So for me to go to New York and it was double the price, I was like, girl, you got the girl fucked up. Now I did buy it. Okay. Now I did buy it, but I stood there. Now, bitch, I stood there and looked at that wall for a few minutes. I was like, girl, sir, is this the right how much is this? The 1800, the 750. You said $43.99? I didn't say the Casamigos, I said the 1800. The 1800 is $43.99. 1800 tequila is $43.99. I got it because, girl, I needed something to drink, and it's always cheaper just to have have a bottle already in the room. So when you go out, girl, you already got a little, you already did a little pregame. But anyways, shout out to Tracy, and I definitely am going to watch her show. The next thing I wanted to talk about was just going out to eat and traveling by yourself. I'm scared to fly. I don't like flying. Whew. But I don't mind going places by myself. I don't know where I got that from. Like I don't mind going out to eat by myself. I will literally put some clothes on and go out to eat. and then they'll be like, "You want to sit at the bar?" In order for me to sit at the bar, the restaurant has to look like it's just packed. Other than that, I'll be like, "No, I don't want to sit at the bar." I'll go out to eat by myself all the time. I have been doing this for years. I I know why, but I'll get into that another day. I know why, um, and I'm okay with. I accept what my journey is in life. And I also understand that the way that I'm choosing, catch that T, the way that I'm choosing to live my life may not align with a lot of folk, even some of my friends. So therefore, I have to get used to doing certain things alone. But we'll get more into that conversation another day. It's nothing to feel sorry for me about because again, I'm choosing to live my life. The key word is I'm choosing. Okay, okay. But yeah, shout out to Tracy. I'm definitely gonna watch her show. Um, I need to learn how to pack like Tracy. I'm not bringing no 2 pair of panties though. That just ain't gonna happen. That just ain't gonna happen. I can wear the same jeans a couple of times while I'm on vacation. The girls who can I say something, y'all? Girl, I could literally wear the same pair of jeans probably 2 or 3 times if I'm out of town. Now I may not want to, but I can. Because in my head, girl, I don't know about, but like I don't do a whole bunch. The only way I won't wear the same pair of jeans is if like I was somewhere during the day and I was just sweaty and hot and just a mess. And I'm more than likely not gonna wear the jeans again. But if I'm just somewhere and I wore the jeans for a few hours, like when I went to the Broadway, I went to see a Broadway musical, Death Becomes Her. I had on those slacks. Girl, literally put those slacks on. I literally had just put that outfit on right before I walked. I didn't know what I was going to wear. I threw all that shit on right before it was time for me to leave. Girl, I had those slacks on, walked out the door, caught an Uber. I was going to catch the subway, but it was too late. Girl, got to the theater, sat down, and girl came back home. Girl, I could wear those pants again because I ain't did nothing in those pants. Now, it would have been different if I had those pants on all day long. You know what I'm saying? And I was sweaty. And girl, girl, I'm a man. Girl, believe it or not, I'm a man. And baby, I sweat like a nickel. Okay? So it's one thing. I mean, girl, everybody, y'all know what I'm trying to say, girl. Y'all know how to wear your clothes. But some stuff I don't mind repeating when I'm on vacation. Like the same pants, I don't care. I'm not, of course, wearing the same panties. That's just not gonna happen for me. But yeah, I just need to learn how to pack more, to pack better, because sometimes I just overdo it and it don't make no sense. Because again, most of the shit that I brought to New York, I didn't even touch. I brought probably at least one, two, three, four. I brought 4 blazers. I brought 4 blazers to New York and only wore one. Okay. Um, I brought like 4 or 5 pairs of sweatpants and only wore 2. I brought, I think, 3 pair of jeans and only wore 1 pair of the jeans. Yeah. I brought 2 pair of boots, 2 pair of tennis shoes, and the shoes I had on, and the shoes I had on were the shoes I wore every day. And then I wore a pair of boots that night when I went to the Broadway play. And then I brought like a whole bunch. It was like unnecessary. It really was unnecessary. Girl, it was unnecessary. But in my head, I'm like, I'm going to New York. I like to put on clothes sometimes, especially if I'm going somewhere. Like most of the time, the only time I really put on clothes is when I go out of town. Girl, if I'm in Houston, unless I'm going out to eat, unless I'm doing something. But like my everyday, like every day in Houston, girl, I don't put on clothes. Girl, you'll probably see me with the same thing every day. I will literally throw, girl, this jacket on, zip it up, and go on out the door. The armor fatigue jacket, girl, just zip it up and going out the door. Girl, I don't have no shirt on underneath. Just get the jacket, push the sleeves up, girl, throw some slides on, and I pump it out that door. Because most of the time I'm really not going anywhere except to like the grocery store, probably to pick up a package. I'm in my house my house. I'm in my apartment most of the time. But yeah. Anyways, shout out to Tracy. All right, y'all. I feel like we did enough talking for this one video. Yeah. I'll probably be back later, probably tomorrow, and then we can talk about Denise. I want to talk about. I may talk about Denise Richards tonight because it's kind of early. Should I put it in this video? No, we'll talk about Denise Richards in another video. This video is already too long, anyways. I like to have my videos a certain time, a certain length. On YouTube, anyways. On Patreon, girl, we just gonna talk until we until we done talking. Okay. But on here, girl, I see the average of how the average watch time of videos. So I like to keep my videos a certain length. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end this video, and then we'll talk about Denise Richards in another video. All right, y'all have a good day. Bye, y'all.